Hello, wonderful, beautiful individuals on this amazing planet. Now, today I would like to speak and talk about listening and using your will to train your focus and your consciousness. When you focus on a lot of breath work and slow everything around you down, when you are not anymore in a hurry or wanting to go anywhere, but you are in a state of observing. You are in a state of feeling your way, listening, sensing. And in all of this, there are many different channels or ways of perceiving, should we say. You can perceive via touch, through our other senses, smell, viewing or seeing, hearing, tasting, and so on. And we can wholly and fully go into that realm if we use our focus consciously enough. This is an example. You can also use your will to sit completely still and feel every single thought and sensation that happens. Either way, by strengthening these different abilities we latently have inside us, we can start to read nature and the universe in a different and a deeper way. You can start listening to not only what people say, but how they say it, and where their standpoint and different moods and intentions are coming out through the words and the way they speak it. You can gain a whole lot of insight into different areas of life by listening, by fully and openly be kind of amazed while you do it too. You are like a sponge. You want to absorb everything you see and listen to, and by letting these impressions work upon you in a real clean way without having any of our thoughts and opinions in the way, you start to become aware, conscious here, and everything is like a floating oceans of different sensations. We have so many opinions and thoughts and feelings and empathies and antipathies that we a whole lot of times don't necessarily grab a hold and control of. We just let it pass and let it fly and pay it no mind. But there are consequences to these things always, because no thoughts are hidden, no feelings are hidden. If you observe closely enough, you see everything. You don't need words necessarily to explain a situation. By observing, you can quickly come to realization of what's happening. It is only a matter of how much details you can process and absorb and how you understand things in general. And this can be trained through what our interest might turn out to be. You can change these interests based on will over time. You can make something that not necessarily for others is interesting, but you can make it interesting by infusing it with spirit and life. And when you do so, it becomes a joy. It becomes not a play, but a duty. I feel it is an honor almost. An heartly and lovely honor to live and to evolve and to grow and to show others how I have come to different conclusions, and to listen to how others have come to different conclusions. And then we can learn from each other and become more individual and choose for ourselves for the betterment of all. We cannot neglect the whole picture and all. So when we work towards a better future together, we start with ourselves and to master our own inner faculties and powers. And when we do so, we can start to share of this. When we have gained enough experience, when we have gained enough eloquency, a way to speak, a way to word things, so that more and more people can understand it if they listen. When I speak, I always imagine things while I speak, so a whole picture becomes words in a sense. It is pure thought. I think in figures and pictures and living forms. And by training, you can mold these forms and focus them and make them harmonious with each other, make them cooperate with each other. Our inner world is amazing and wonderful, and we have a whole lot of both good and bad in us, shadows and light. And by accepting our worth, accepting where we come from, accepting our faults and errors, and work upon them to purify them, we become better human beings. But if we try to run from every situation, if we try to hide our potential, if we try to hide our inner self, we feel like we are neglected. We feel like we neglect ourselves. But by giving ourselves the self-love we deserve, we can give others the same respect and the same loving disposition to others, to connect in deeper ways, in soulful ways, in understanding and in philosophical and spiritual imaginations and in inspirations, intuitions, and truth, not the least. The truth is so important. So by day, it takes focus, it takes time. It is a plant starting from a little seed and grows stronger and stronger over time. It is a plant-like formation. And by strengthening it, it becomes more and more robust and strong as a foundation. The spiritual, beautiful tree of life. I like to imagine it as Yggdrasil that grows and stretches slowly but surely out through the cosmos and the heavens and all the realms, and have the roots in the earth, on the ground, so that I am both on earth and in the spiritual, and combine them and try to penetrate my consciousness through to the spiritual in the physical. The physical is a reflection of the spiritual. All the forms, all the different shapes and ways things behave and moves, it is all life, it is all spirit inside there, and it can be found through observation and imaginative thinking, but it has to be built through will, it has to be built over time. It requires self-love, patience. It requires you to water that flower and give it the right manure and the right nourishment, so that it can grow correctly, so that it can become something great, so that it can become something you feel proud of. And we always have something to work towards. No one is perfect, no one here will ever be perfect, but we work towards it constantly, through lifetimes, from past lifetimes, which means we have karma in this lifetime, to the next lifetime, which means we also have ambitions and aspirations and goals and dreams, but not necessarily towards this physical earth, but towards an eternity. It requires a whole lot amount of sacrifices towards how we normally do things. The comfort, the ease, the safety in our little boxes, but going out of it and trying to explore more, trying to be more, trying to achieve more in our inner world and to understand. The more we grow into spirit, the closer we become to the divine, the closer we become to what we should achieve, what we are meant to do down here. And to live as real humans, to wake up as human beings, feeling, thinking, willing human beings that is so much deeper than we ever could believe, that we ever could even think about unless we were told so and tried to find out. And when we try to find out, you'll never be disappointed if you have an open mind, if you have an open soul and listen. So, this is what I had to say today. Mighty Divine, and whatever you all believe in, bless you and guide you and make you feel like you have the strength to go on in this realm. This realm is amazing. So keep on going, keep on trucking, keep on seeking, and the Spirit will grab your hand. Love you all. Goodbye.